Welcome back to your feel-good kickstart on this Tuesday morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, we do a lot of traveling, and I think for a lot of people, traveling, the worst part about it, especially those long-haul trips, it's the flight. Well, try this out for size. Imagine flying in a plane without a pilot. Well, one very progressive American company has just done that. They have piloted the first passenger plane with nothing more than a remote. And as you can imagine, this opens up the world of aviation to a very brave, if not terrifying, new future.
It looks like your average twin-propeller plane. But on closer inspection, there's one thing this plane doesn't have: a pilot in the cockpit. Earlier this past month, the experimental aircraft known as the Centaur was flight tested in New York in a history-making moment that would see it become the first large-scale fixed-wing unmanned aircraft to fly above the Earth without a pilot inside. Representing an important new step towards airplanes without pilots in the cockpit being able to fly in the nation's commercial airspace, the company behind it calls Centaur an optionally piloted aircraft because it can be piloted in the cockpit or by remote control. The Centaur looks a lot like any other general aviation plane, with 2 propellers, 3 wheels, 2 passenger seats and 2 cockpit seats for pilots to sit in. It can fly as high as 27,500 feet with a top speed of about 321 kilometers per hour. But unlike typical private planes, the Centaur is outfitted with a control mechanism that allows a pilot to fly it off the ground, using not much more than a laptop computer and a satellite or radio link. The hope is that this technology will one day be applied to commercial passenger aircraft, with the intention to make aviation safer, since robots would hopefully be more reliable than human pilots. But for many people, the idea of 30-foot-long remote-controlled airplanes flying overhead might take some getting used to. According to some experts, best-case scenario for the technology is that in 5 to 7 years we'll see planes like the Centaur operating under the same certification levels that manned airplanes currently do, which means commercial airlines could soon be pilotless. But would you fly in a pilotless plane? If technologists have their way, you might not have a choice.